trip. Only two on my climbers beach. Oh yeah, full of tender girls, yes. I love flying to Hawaii like it's close to me. Got 5 hours to the land with an ocean breeze. See nigga views, good food, and the woman tender. Bay Area. To the islands with a culture blender.
Tell me something about the water.
It is oh so tender.
Are there beaches everywhere?
Take a drive and end up on the side of the road. Stop it is a must. Take a list.
Good afternoon. It should be afternoon, at least all over the United States. Welcome to the Mrs. Best Reviews channel. We have renowned author of the Fraternity Rose series, James Jackson here. He's present. I'm so excited to see him. We are here to go over Basketball Wives Season 11, Episode 1. All right. I'm going to be honest with y'all because apparently y'all like when I'm honest. Listen, I have no flipping idea how Basketball Wives, especially the LA part of it, has remained on TV this long. I like the show, but I just feel like you have to like rejuvenate, revitalize your concept of the show, your cast members, and it's like, it's the same.
I feel like VH1 owes Shawnee some money. And the only way they could really deal is by giving her show after show after show, season after season, because this show should have been done in 2020 when they had to cut it short. But the fact that they gave her a revamped show again, it was like, why? When I tell you this episode was the most dry, most boring premiere episode I've ever seen.
Absolutely nothing happened until the very last.
And that was nothing. And I can't wait till we get to that because now my mind has changed of my original thought. I will share my original thought and then I'm going to then share with y'all my new thought because now, and I cannot believe this, I may actually be defending EVELYN on this one.
Yeah, same.
And I didn't want to do that. So that's where
we're going to get into a lot of that and why we feel we shouldn't be defending EVELYN, but we're in situations where we have to. Let's hop into the show because it was like they squeezed a lot into an episode, in my opinion, of like nothing, trying to cover things. So first thing we see is Brooke Bailey. For those who are unsure, she was on Basketball Wives back when it was in Florida, years and years and
no,
years.
she wasn't. She was LA.
No, I thought she was in Florida.
No, Brooke was LA. Brooke came season 2 of Basketball Wives LA.
That's probably why I don't remember her because Basketball Wives
was on season 2.
Had a whole different cast in the beginning, which drove me crazy. It looks like James froze, y'all. So we're going to give him a second to get it together. In the meantime, we see Brooke Bailey, who's been on Basketball Wives for a very, very long time. James has just reminded us that she has been on Basketball Wives since season 2 of the LA franchise because they did used to have the two coincide. So basically, since the show has filmed the last season, we see her basically, she is getting divorced. The last time we saw her, she was unsure if she wanted to get divorced and all of this other stuff. But now she is sure that she wants to get divorced and she's actively going through that. So I'm kind of glad that she finally made a decision. In addition to that, we see her doing magazine covers and things of that nature. So it's overall interesting. It looks like she's doing well. One moment, y'all, because James is actually apologies, you guys. So James is going to be coming back to us. For those who are unfamiliar with his situation, yes, we are a new channel and we are growing and things of that nature, but James does live in the state of Florida. It is hurricane season right now. Even when you don't see things on the news and of that nature, there are things that could be happening weather-wise. We also use StreamYard as a platform, but sometimes things happen and we get kicked out. So apologies to you guys, but I am back. So Brooke speaks of the fact that she's getting a divorce and she's finally in a space where she's speaking about the passing of her daughter, which happened, I believe, a little over a year ago. It was unfortunate. I believe she passed away in a car crash. So condolences to Brooke and her loved ones. But it looks like she's definitely done some healing. She's able to speak about it. So that is a good thing. The next thing we see is Jennifer Williams. We see Jen, and she says that Zen Jen is here. Now, I did not know that Jen was not Zen, because to me, Jen's always, like, it seems like in recent times, like in recent years, she's finally standing up for herself. But before, she just seemed like something you just step on. But now Jen is speaking up for herself. But you know, when people first start to speak up for themselves, if they get a little carried away doing too much, Jen is somebody who I think that may have happened to. But, you know, hopefully Zen Jen really exists. I don't understand that. See, I told y'all he'd come back. He loves us.
Sorry, y'all. Don't know what the hell happened, but I am back. Where do we leave off?
We just spoke about Brooke, the first little scene where she mentions her daughter.
Okay. So to keep in mind, she was the one that fought Jackie season 2. Like they actually got into like a physical fight and they cut the scene. So that's what I wanted. That was my original thought. But go ahead.
Thank you. When you said LA though, my brain went back there. My brain. This show's been on TV too long, you guys. My memory, I can't remember everything. I do the best I can. But that's why there's 2 people here, not 1. Lord. So basically, we see Jennifer Williams, and you know, one thing I will say positive about Jen, her weaves and wigs always look nice. I've said something nice. Not, you know, like exciting, but nice, you know? So that's my positive for Jen. She explains that she's in a new relationship. Now, if y'all watch James's channel, which you should, if you subscribe to James's channel a few months ago, I believe we discussed some reality, just reality TV stars, celeb tea, and Jennifer Williams, her new man. I'll never forget James. I know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm looking at, Amina. That's what he said about Jen's husband. Listen, what the hell happened to Jelani? Now, a second ago, y'all were trying to have babies with your old asses. She knows that she's about ready to go into premenopause, and she's trying to have children with Jelani. Now she's gone backwards to this man who is probably
18 years her senior or her junior.
I was just about to say
18 years her junior, by the way. So let me explain something to you. I'm not mad that she wasn't with Jelani because I didn't like his parents when they were on that. Remember when, if y'all want to go back and watch Basketball Wives, I don't remember what episode it was, but we recapped that. I didn't like that. I didn't like when the first question they asked her, so what is your intentions with our son? I remember looking at that and going, he's the man, right? He's right. He sought after her. He showed up to a party with the intention of hooking up with either her or other one of Duffy's friends. He came by Brooke, actually. So I was floored by that. So if I know Jen like I know Jen, that set her off in her head, and that's why she ain't fooling with that fool. Or it was for a storyline. Who knows? Either way, I was glad it didn't work out because I didn't like that. I didn't like his parents and that bullshit. That was stupid. So yeah, we'll keep it.
Here's the thing, like, regardless on how y'all feel about, you know, gender roles and things like that, in a heterosexual relationship, it's kind of odd that the parents are gonna like ask the female of who's dating their son.
I'm not even going from that standpoint.
No, I know you're not. I'm just saying, for me, I bring it up because I've had people comment on that, and I'm just like, listen, as a whole, like, I agree with you basically. I don't think his parents
because if people who so if people are saying gender roles, but I wasn't talking about that. I'm talking about these is 50-year-old fucking people with parents asking what are the intentions as if they're 21. That was where I was coming from. So for y'all who didn't understand,
though, in my opinion, when it comes to people who are like really close to their parents, and we'll talk about this on the Orlando recap after this.
Right.
Sometimes to me, those people are a red flag. Because you can love your parents and your parents can be the best parents to you, give you all the love in the world, but they can also set you up to have unrealistic expectations.
Right.
In your relationships with them. Look at the face. He agrees. He agrees. So Jen's boyfriend, basically, I think me and James can agree. Homeboy is a giant red flag. I I feel like
Go ahead.
I feel like her dude, just the little bits of him that we got, something about him I just don't trust. I feel like he knows that he's with a woman who's financially together, and he's going to do what he can to make that happen, because we find out later in the show, and we'll just talk about it, they've only been together 6 months.
So let me explain. Let me kind of go for, because Jennifer has this pattern. She has this pattern of picking men who, from the moment you look at them, are questionable, and then later on, things begin to happen that are illegal, such as the whole situation with her and Tim Norman. That shit was crazy. Then you had the dude who stole her Range Rover. That shit was crazy. Now here this dude come in and he on YouTube with you driving your Rolls Royce as if it's his, and y'all are over there, you over there fronting for him, for his channel to grow subscribers. And at any point, do I see Jen like really like, is it just vacant up there? Is there just no discernment? Like, you're a woman who is 50. Like, what happened the last 30 years of your life?
I knew that Jen was the type of broad to make shit decisions when it comes to her dating and social life. When we saw her in the original Basketball Wives franchise dealing with Eric, and this is before he even threw the drink on her face.
Right.
To sit in something so toxic and that's obviously not going anywhere for so long, when you have the ability to get out of it, I just feel like Jen likes status and things, and she's very materialistic, which we saw last season, season 10, with the deluxe room that she was mad that she got.
The thing about Jen that bothers me is that I feel like I really want her to tap into that relationship with her. This is why I wish E.1 wouldn't have retired, because Jen needed to be on that show. I needed her to tap in on what her father was like, because she has a pattern of men who are, one, controlling, and two, some sort of scam artist or whatever. You know, Tim Norman, dude stole Range Rover, the things that are about to come out about this dude, you know, going to prison or whatever and everything. She has a pattern of this. And I need to know, not to say, well, the thing about Eric was emotionally withdrawn, and he held a lot of affection towards her. So I think what these other dudes are supplying is the affection. However, the tendencies are still there. So I'm trying to figure out what her father was like, because maybe that will explain why she continues, even at her big grown age, to pick men that are this problematic. Like, I need to understand this.
There's definitely some type of connection, but I will touch on something you said also. We don't know a lot about Jen. She's been on TV and in the public eye for over a decade, over 2 decades now, and we don't know shit about her. We can feel how we feel about the other ladies on the show, but we know things about them. They're like, Jen, I don't get it, but we gonna see what happens with that in her boo. So the next thing that happens on this show is Jackie Christie, crazy Jackie Christie. I love watching Jackie just for pure entertainment. I never take her arguments, I never really take anything too seriously with Jackie, except for when that whole situation and Evelyn and her daughter happened. Outside of that, Jackie's pretty fun to watch. She's good for TV because you can't take her too seriously. So she's at home. I guess she's tired of the shade and the subs being thrown at her about her weight, because now she says that she misses being in shape, and reminds us that at one point she was a model and she wants to get back there. I'm here for it. I respect it. She's older. She should absolutely get into health. I'm not mad at it. All they can say about Jackie is, oh, she has a fupa, but she's the only one that can keep a man. Listen, I stand by what I say. Jackie is the only one on this show who can seem to keep a man and keep him happy. So I don't know what she's doing to Doug, but he's happy as hell.
I have a few thoughts, but I will keep that to myself.
You know what, James? He said, I'm gonna watch my mouth.
I'm watching my mouth.
We know, because y'all know your marriage can look a certain way on the outside, and there be shit going on the inside. There was a point almost 7 or 8 years ago that I wanted to separate from my husband and nobody had any idea. So it can look like one way on the outside and be something entirely different on the inside if you're doing it right, in my opinion, if you're doing it right, because nobody should know all your business. They just should not. Anywho, basically, we meet the new cast member, Vanessa, with her bangs. I'm just going to call her Bangs because that's all I saw when I first saw her was bangs. She's different. She's definitely different. She's a little eccentric, a little eclectic. I don't know what the hell to call her, but she's different. We'll leave it there. So basically, she is married to Isaiah Ryder. I watch basketball, but I don't know all these people. I can't keep up with these sports guys. So we see that she's going to be helping Jackie with weight loss, which was funny. I don't know why Jackie acts like season after season that she doesn't understand that alcohol makes you gain weight, because season after season it's talked about. So I'm kind of like, Jackie, it's old. Like, get on a diet plan or go get the Ozempic like the rest of the celebrities and stop. Like, it's enough. It's enough. So basically, nothing really happens with that. But Jackie's describing this new girl, Vanessa, as if they're sisters. And Jackie, everybody's your sister. So I'm not even going to take that too seriously. That is Jackie Christie. Does she not introduce everybody as her sister and the closeness? And she don't, it seems like nobody like her on the show. So EVELYN Lozada is back. But we're going to be fair to her in this recap when we go over stuff just because we have to. If you're wondering why I don't like EVELYN, it's because she, just like Erica Mena, is another Puerto Rican woman who decided it was okay to call an African-American woman a racial slur. Basically, same thing that What's-Her-Face did. Called her a monkey, made the sounds, the noises, all of that. Listen, I understand that Puerto Ricans are a mix of Black and a bunch of different cultures and whatnot, but just because you have Black in you doesn't give you the right to
Let
throw.
me make something very clear. I am a biracial person. I have a white father and I have a Black mother. So let me make something very clear. I would never attack someone's physicalities, and I do not like it when other people do the same, because you can't help how you come out and you can't help what you resemble. So to poke fun at it and then tease it, and I get Erica Mena said that she was talking about the behavior. I don't believe it. I get that EVELYN Lozada stated that it was not to call the girl a monkey, as it Bush said that she was acting as an ape, whatever the case may be. It's still something racial, and it's still something you should be condoned. If that was your first thought, to call somebody an animal, then you have bigger problems.
I always say too, just because someone is acting a fool towards you doesn't mean that you should do the same thing back. I have had recent fallouts with people I was close to. This girl is talking about me online, throwing subliminals, going off, trying to get people that know me to stop talking to me. And it's like, I don't care. I don't care. Just because people are going to go crazy, or just because you feel disrespected, doesn't always give you the right to disrespect someone else back. But if you are the person who's got to defend yourself, listen, I done been called out my name, my financial situation, talked about all sorts of stuff. I'm not going to throw them things right back at you. I'm not going to do these things. People got to be careful what they say when they're angry. I think we're so focused as people on being careful with what we say when we're in job situations, or when we're feeling good, but we have to be careful and find a way to control our mouths when we're mad too. It's a
absolutely fact. And you know what? I took a page from my ultimate Bravo favorite housewife, Miss Sutton Strack.
Yes.
When Erica tried to get all up in her face, Sutton just looked like that, and I would live for every moment, because that is exactly how you treat people.
When people are angry and going low, in the words of Michelle about when they go low, you go high. It really does work.
And laugh. So if someone is provoking you, start laughing or be silent, because those are responses. Don't get angry with them, because that's what they want.
So with EVELYN, though she made those comments, we do want people to become educated and learn. obviously loves black men. And I'm not saying not to be shady. Evelyn loves a chocolate man. She's got a history of dating them. So I'm hoping that she learned from the situation from OG and is much careful, which in my opinion, we'll go over that as we get later into the show. It looks like so far she's learned something, or at least is going to try. So Evelyn's back. We hope that she does better. However, I do still think she needs to apologize to the black community. That's just personal thing. But she brings up old drama with Jen because she has a concern about seeing Jen. As everyone knows, they were very, very close friends for the longest time. And I was a little annoyed because she's talking about Jen with her daughter. I believe it's Shanice is her name, if I'm saying that incorrectly.
It's Shanice.
Okay, I don't want to disrespect the girl, but that is her name. Her daughter's name, Shanice. And we've seen Shanice on TV on and off for years, but I don't care to see the children of these reality stars on the show unless they're like getting rid of their parents and centering it around the kids or something. I don't care to see her kid, because even if her daughter's 30, I believe her daughter's our age, like she can't really argue with a bunch of 50-year-old women fairly. It doesn't make any stinking sense. So overall, we'll see what happens with that. They discuss seeing Jen, and her daughter expresses that she was offended by what Jennifer so-called said about her. I don't know. I feel like people with kids, if you mention a sentence with their kids, even if you're not saying anything offensive, if they're mad at you or in a space where they can't take something correctly, I feel like people with kids are going to like take that as you're talking about their kid. I don't really take the thing with Ev and Jen as that serious. I feel like just get over it and be friends or don't be friends. Like, why are we still talking about this years later?
I agree. I feel like it is definitely something that she shouldn't be holding on to. But at the same time, what Jen said about her being a latchkey kid and her paying the bills, I felt like for Shanice to be upset, I get what you're trying to say. You're talking about her mother, like her mother and skills. And we don't know what that was like. And it could have been a situation where maybe she was teaching her how to do these things to prepare her for adulthood. You just never know what someone's intention would be to do that, because I have went into, PG, need to pay my grandmother's bill, not with my money, but she would give me the money and teach me how to go and pay the bills. I did things like that too. So I feel like Shanice was putting 20 on 10 with that. But then also at the same time, I can't tell someone how to feel about their mother, because if it was my mother, I'd probably be just as mad.
I think that for everybody on reality TV, without diving into it too much, because I really don't like talking about their kids, even when they're grown. Listen, if you're going to be on TV, have that talk with your children, whether they're little, grown, whatever the hell age, and make it clear, my beef with this person is my beef with this person, even if your name comes up. I just feel like it's not their job to be on it. So, leave it to you. But I absolutely think the girl has a reason to be offended. I mean, she was talked about. To be called a latchkey kid is like offensive. But at the same time, it's nothing to be ashamed of. I've met a lot of people who grow up, in situations where they are blessed to have privilege. It's not always a bad thing. And they just seem so hell-bent on not having that privilege and connecting to being hood or some shit. So I just, it is what it is. Also, Best commented, speak on it and be above the bullshit. Yes, it's always good to do that. We're going to keep it moving. We see Jackie and Vanessa. Sorry, y'all, my brain just stopped. We see Jackie and Vanessa go to lunch. I just had to put them there on this specific franchise. They're the only true basketball wives. There's nobody else on this show right now who is married to or dating anybody in basketball. Having a baby, I'm sorry, it doesn't count, especially with ball players. They have babies with everybody. So it just is what it is. So they go to lunch, and we find out that both of their husbands are coaches. So it does make sense that Jackie has Vanessa there. I guess she could be an ally. Vanessa met her husband at 18 years old, and then they got married, I guess, 14 years ago. So it looks like they were together for a while, maybe on and off and whatnot. And then she brings up ball checks. So basically, when her husband comes home, she says she checks his balls to make sure that they've not been empty. I'm just like, first of all, I want everyone to know that depending on temperature, as Evelyn states later in the show, a variety of things, balls move and change in size. I don't know where many of you were in middle or high school. If you were in private school, you had sex ed from 2nd grade up every year.
Or biology.
Oh, yes, everyone takes biology.
Everyone takes biology, and that is something that is mentioned in that course.
I'm not sure why I paid attention, because I understand that about balls. But
I took 7 classes of it in college, so yes, I paid attention as well. And what I want people to understand is this: that didn't prove a fucking thing. If anything, it made you look stupid because you then mentioned in another conversation, which I'm sure we'll get to, of just that. So I'm trying to figure out.
She claims she does this because she caught him cheating. And since then, she has turned into a whole fucking spy. She says that she's got cameras in her house. She's air tagging him. I just think if you're in a healthy relationship, you shouldn't have to do that. It's really that simple.
It's not even so much being in a healthy relationship, because you should have a whole healthy relationship. But my thing is this: if you have to do that, because first of all, you don't trust him. That was very obvious from what you just said. You have cameras all over your house. You rub up against his balls to make sure, I mean, you don't trust him. Period, point blank. And if you don't have trust, then what do you have? It makes me wonder if she really is in it for the marriage or the lifestyle.
Yeah, I think that for a lot of these women, I look at them and think to myself, you have to be in it for the lifestyle as well, because in the real world, where people like the rest of us below that 1 or 2%, if someone serial cheats like that, like kid or not, so that
exactly. I feel like because it did make sense to me when she was saying that. I'm like, okay, you're giving the typical answer of what all of them say. Oh, well, I do this to make sure he doesn't cheat. I do that to make sure he doesn't cheat. How about he just not be a cheater and you have a solid relationship?
And I
no
think
matter
the
what
other
his
thing
status
that's
in life
important,
is.
it's important too, if you choose to forgive and stay with someone for cheating, you can't just expect and think that means that you're going to have locations and have the right to spy on them. It doesn't, because in order for a relationship to work, there has to be those boundaries, and you still have to keep your sense of your individual self. Like, I just don't. That's just my opinion. That is my professional opinion as a psychology graduate, as well as my personal opinion. But, it is what it is. So basically, she says when we find out about the cheating, that in addition to doing all that extra shit and becoming a spy, she ran the chick out of LA. I was like, you ran the chick out of the city. When your man cheats on you, ladies, your beef is with your man, not the bitch. The only time that your beef is with her is if she gets disrespectful in your face and stuff. But really, there's not even a reason that you should talk to her if you have proof that he's cheating.
Right. Which is what we're going to get into. I can't wait to get to the end of this episode. I cannot wait, because I want to. Yes, because she.
That's all of us say. We're going to move it through because we're halfway through. So basically, we meet Jen's young, questionable boyfriend, and Jen says that she's never felt so comfortable. Apologies, all I am reading and looking down. She has never felt so comfortable with another person. And listen, first thing I asked, and we now know he is much younger than her. First thing I looked at when I saw that young man, I said, now, wait a damn minute. How old is this young man? Because he looks like he might be too young for me, and I'm 31. So I'm looking at him like, now I know black don't crack. And he's obviously aged well, but he looks extremely young. I don't understand how she says she's never felt so comfortable with a person. I feel like what James said basically confirms Jen's. Anywho, she meets with Brooke, and she basically lets Brooke know that she doesn't have an issue. she doesn't let Brooke know. To her, my words are fucking fumbling right now. She meets with her boyfriend, and while she's meeting with her young boyfriend, they talk about Brooke. Because in the previous season, Brooke expressed that she was pissed off at Jen at the reunion because she didn't offer any support or anything like that to her daughter passing, things of that nature. So Jen is just hoping that everything with Brooke can be fine. But to me, that scene seemed a little bit staged because later we did see Jen and Brooke.
It was as if everything was fine and that nothing was going on. It was really weird. So that's why I was like, so
editors.
Yeah, like VH1 and y'all call center. We need y'all to stop editing these videos to where they look like, we have to do math equations to figure out what makes sense and what doesn't. Just saying.
Listen, he pretty much covered it. So the next thing we see is Evelyn and Jackie. They end up going to meet, which I thought was weird because if y'all watch the show, then you know that a couple seasons ago, not that long ago, Jackie and Evelyn got into it because Evelyn got close to Jackie's daughter, who she's estranged.
You're 3 seasons behind.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm saying I still think that's weird that they're getting together for lunch after that situation.
Well, that's the thing. They made amends, though. That's the thing.
I know they made amends, but I don't care about amends. That was fucked up to do, separate from calling.
No, it was. No, we got
go and befriend someone's child. So that's why I always look at Jackie like, I can't. Why are y'all meeting? Like, I understand if you have to be cordial in the same room.
This is where
you get over.
This is where I'm gonna disagree with you. If it was Shani, the daughter she has with Doug, I would feel that way. But because this is the daughter that she does not claim, I'm not saying she doesn't claim, y'all. Don't quote me, but I'm just saying, in the perfect world, she don't claim the oldest daughter. We never see the oldest daughter. Remember, Jackie didn't get on the plane to go check on the grandbaby who got burned when the daughter had started to GoFundMe. And I wasn't mad at Evelyn for donating to the GoFundMe. And then from that, deciding to have a relationship with the daughter, because at the end of the day, where is her mama?
I just feel like, as if you're supposed to be friends with that person, that's an overstep. You should have said something.
But it was overstep for her to donate the money?
Not to donate. That's what people always like to do, is combine the donation.
But that's how it started. We had to start from the beginning.
After the donation, but I felt was wrong. It's like, okay, if you donate, fine. But don't donate and then go make a whole relationship while trying to be friends with me. That's weird.
But that's the thing. But as I said, that's not what happened. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's not what happened. See, she donated the money, decided to come back on Basketball Wives after the fact that she did it. And everybody put the mindset, especially Tammy, that Evelyn did that to get back at Jackie and make a splash on this show. And see, and for me, when Jackie confronted her about it and making it seem like she had ill intent, which there is no ill intent when you're giving somebody money on a GoFundMe, regardless of who you are.
This is true.
It doesn't matter why she gave the money. I want people to make aware. So the fact that Jackie tried to push a narrative, you absolutely right. I'm going to dig the knife even deeper and fuck with you now, because you're coming after my integrity.
Without involving my child, though. That's the thing. If we can tell if your friendship or relationship with the daughter going forward is based on a donation.
But see, we don't know that. But that's the thing.
Then it's going to look, until we know, it's going to look bad. But either way, I just feel like when a situation like that comes about, where the kid got involved, like outside of the show,
once and people's parents. If it was the daughter he had with Shani, I would feel.
I don't feel like Jackie should.
Or daughter he had with Doug. Sorry, y'all.
I don't feel like Jackie should be meeting with her. Maybe Evelyn could get over it, yes, because Evelyn's daughter was left alone. But I'm like, Jackie, you can't cry and be mad. She was mad at cast members for hanging out and talking to her. She was telling people to choose sides and shit. And it's like, well, if you do all of that, now you turn around and you're cool with her. So it's just like,
but remember, she did the same thing with Laura Govan, because Laura Govan did that same shit.
Yeah,
she didn't donate the money, but she befriended the daughter to try to spite, and she actually used it to spite Jackie. Now, what happened with Evelyn was a little bit different. The daughter was sending Evelyn shit, like the book. So I think it's two isolated situations. I said that to me wasn't a big deal, because
that's why I said they need to have paperwork on these shows. Like, just don't bring up kids, and don't.
Well, Jackie
Get
brought
to-
it up actually.
No,
Evelyn
I
wasn't
know, but
gonna
I'm
bring it
just
up.
like
Yeah.
in
So I
general,
mean, hey,
like if you're gonna bring up and get upset at your kids and expect people to take sides, Jackie, you should
like I
not be
said,
someone
I
who's
wasn't mad at
saying
Evelyn for that. If like now, if it was Shanny, then absolutely, I would feel exactly how you feel. But because it's the daughter that Jackie acts like she doesn't have,
Child.
then no, I feel completely different about that baby. I feel different about her. I do because I feel like I don't know why Jackie pretends she doesn't have this other daughter. Like I just don't know
Oh, we
why does
know
that
why.
resonate.
We know
We
why,
do, but
but
I'm
we
just
can't
saying I want
really.
Jackie to stop playing with us. That's what I'm saying. But
She
anyways, go
won't.
ahead. Go ahead and
She
move
won't.
forward. We
You
switch
know,
this up.
Jackie won't. But yeah, either way, I just feel it's strange that those two are out to eat, but we see them out to eat. And then basically, Evelyn is upset at Jen for speaking about her daughter. She speaks of that again. Evelyn ends up complaining, though, about being under her spouse because she was on, for those who are unsure, the show Queen's Court. It was a dating show. I believe Tamar Braxton and Nivea were on that show as well. Tamar walked away with the fiance, but they just recently broke up. And Evelyn also ended up getting engaged to a guy from the show named Levon. So she says she's not used to being up under a man, which I'm not trying to be shady, but it's like Evelyn got a different man every 2 years. How are you not comfortable being up under a man? You're always with a different one. So I'm just saying, like, I don't get it. Basically, now Evelyn says she has no issues with Jen after saying that it's weird for her to be with her spouse. She has no issues with Jen. In my opinion, the fake shit's beginning already. I think that Evelyn's going to try and be calm, but I'm like, you were just talking to your daughter. You have an issue with Jen. Now you're saying you don't have an issue with Jen. So if you don't have an issue with Jen, then why are you discussing it with
Yeah,
your?
so it was weird. That's why I said, unless they left something out, then yeah.
I don't know what's going on with editing, but obviously, I don't know if they wanted to have Basketball Wives Orlando on TV with Basketball Wives, but it doesn't seem like they were ready because there's a lot of situations that happen where they say one thing, but then we've seen in another scene that they've done another. So it makes no fucking sense. So Jackie also says that she has no issue with Jennifer and that Jennifer has an issue with her because in season 10, the last previous season, there's an issue over a deluxe room and Jackie got disrespectful. I think that's the stupidest beef and the one I care about least, Jackie and Jen.
It was stupid. It was very stupid because then it led into other things. It led into it turning into a whole debacle of Jen talking about her documentary that Jackie was going to produce. Like that one little issue turned into a whole bigger issue that ended up being stupid. So
She served her, right?
yeah, she served
Yeah.
her.
So I'm like, you served her legal paperwork. Now you're in the same. They just didn't even go over that, which they should have talked about because the people are going to wonder. So editors, you're failing thus far. Basically, we move on and we see Jennifer and the newbie Vanessa meet and they discuss Evelyn. Evelyn's event because she's going to be having an event coming up. And Vanessa says that she has concerns of Evelyn because of things that she has done to family members. It's very important, this family member term, because she says it was family members, but we find out it wasn't a family member. So
We find out a whole lot at the end of this conversation that it was. And see, and this is where I know we're going to get to it in just a second. But this is because when it came to this sit down with Jennifer, I was on Vanessa's side. I was on Vanessa. At this point, I was on Vanessa. So, y'all, remember I told you at the beginning of this video, I was on Vanessa's side at one point, and then I completely jumped ship and went right over to Evelyn's side by the end of it. So, this is where I was on Vanessa's side because I understood in this very moment of what she was saying. Now, mind you, Carl Crawford used to be married. And I don't think he was out of that marriage yet when he got with Evelyn. I don't think he was out of
he was
the
not.
marriage.
The wife was pregnant. So,
but this is not who they're talking about, though.
That's a different one. How many baby mamas?
Yes. That's why I said I was on her side because that's who I thought she was talking about. But no, that's not who she was talking about. Keep going.
Listen, I'm sitting up here. I'm like, I only know him for baseball. I don't know him for anything else. So I didn't know he had all these people. basically she has concerns about Evelyn because of the situation with somebody who she says is close to her, a family member who Evelyn has hurt. Jen throws the shade that I don't even think was shade, that we were all thinking. She's like, which ex? Because we don't know. Is it Carl? Is it Ocho? Is it some of these other little fellas? Is it Levant? Which one, Evelyn? She done just dated everybody. Just anywho, so I thought it was weird that Vanessa told Jennifer of this information. Obviously, it was calculated because she's thinking those two are not cool anymore and that it won't get back, but it's Jen. So the information will definitely come back. So the next thing we see, and this is just a quick side note, we see Jackie in the gym. And I just want everybody to know that Jackie in the gym is me. What the fuck was that? I hate the gym. I don't like to work out. I was just wondering why Jackie came to the gym with her cleavage spilling out. Like, Jackie
does that all the time, girl. Yeah, like I don't know why. You know you got these big ass titties. I don't know why you sitting up here playing with us right now, and you a whole married woman. Like I just she doesn't. You know, I'm starting to. She reminds me of, and I have to say this, Jessica Simpson, which. Y'all know I love me some Jessica Simpson. That is my best friend in my head. I promise you it is. I love me some Jessica Simpson. But what I'm going to say is that, you know how Jessica Simpson would have like moments where on Newlyweds, where it was like things didn't connect, but it made sense in her mind and we laughed at it. That is what Jackie is giving us right now. It's Jessica Simpson, Newlyweds.
I said, because Jackie, what the hell are you doing? And she didn't even do the damn exercise right. I was looking at Jackie like, stop it. Anywho, that was comic relief, y'all. We see Brooke and Jennifer meet up, which throws me off because I could have swore Brooke was mad at Jennifer, as we spoke about earlier, but the editors are editing. So Jen explains her new boo some more. She says she suspects a ring, which leads me to believe that she told this young man to buy her a ring and gave him the funds so he could do it on his own so that people would take him serious. I'm just saying, that's my theory. It just, the whole relationship to me feels really childish. Like Jen I hate bitches who do this, like females in general. If you change like your entire personality and being changes just because you got a man, like, I get it. He's nice, but like, you like him this much, Jen, not the rest of us. So it's like, stop trying to talk him up. There's nothing you can do to make us see this man how you see him. There's nothing you can do, Jen. This is very, very 15. This is very, very 15-year-old energy. But Brooke says what we're all thinking, Jennifer's moving way too fast. She does make really bad choices. So Jen and Evelyn were the perfect friends, in my opinion, because Evelyn just dates whoever the hell got money and is chocolate. And Jen, well, I don't even know. Because how the fuck do you go from this guy to Tim
Jen
Norman?
dates scammers. That's what she does. Yeah. She dates scammers. Like, that's just what it is.
I'm trying not to say
it. I'm sorry. I'm saying it because I now live in South Florida, where she was at one point in her life. And I really feel like this was kind of the realm of what she's used to, because some have a certain charisma. At least I'm learning this as I'm being taught about all of these different, different things. But yeah. She dates scammers. Tim Norman, dude who saw a Range Rover, and now this dude who's driving her Rolls Royce on his YouTube channel. Like,
did she ever get the Range Rover back?
That's what I want to know. Jen, did you ever get that Range Rover back? Please go on social media and answer my question. You can just direct at me James Jackson. Did you get that Range Rover back?
Listen, because we need to know. Listen, as quiet as it kept. We need to know where that Range Rover is. Jen, you can't go off of somebody, serve them on national TV, and then not follow up or follow through in any way.
Right, because we were concerned about that. Even when you went on Nene Leakes' YouTube channel and did your interview there, you still have yet to answer the question. Like, what happened?
A Nene Leakes interview by Jen is not they're best friends. That don't count. Nene Leakes and Jennifer.
But Nene asked her about that situation, which is why I asked. She still didn't clarify it, and it had been almost a year since that time. So I'm just
according to the court, it looked like it's done, but I mean, I thought it was done.
So what did she get then? If that's the case, I'm gonna look it up.
because I'm
Yeah,
in
court case
California.
and send it to me because I need to see the case now because
I would go because you could do that. Can't you go to court and like request certain
yeah,
things?
yeah,
Yeah,
all legal
I can
cases
walk to
unless
the
they're
courthouse.
still
I'm gonna go.
yeah, unless they're sealed by the government due to like some substantial I think there's 10 laws I think that where the records can be sealed, but
Mm,
that record is not sealed. I know
yeah,
because that's the way people practice law or cases. That's how
yeah.
that works. So no, yeah, if you find that case, let me know and then send it to me because I would love to read it.
I live around the corner from the courthouse. I would gladly. I got time. I got time. Anywho, we see Jen explain the issue that Vanessa has with Evelyn to Brooke because she don't feel she's the right person to go and explain that to Evelyn, which I actually agreed with. I don't think Jen bringing information to Evelyn right now is necessary because she don't really know what she's gonna get with Evelyn, if that makes sense. So I don't know. She gives it to somebody, and I guess she tells her that Carl's ex was impacted by Evelyn. But I'm like, how? Which ex? What? What's going on? I don't know much. There was a lot of circle talking today, like just circle talking on that show. So next thing we see is Brooke at the party, and we meet Jacelle. I'm hoping, I'm thinking of Kendra talking to Young Jock on Love and Hip Hop.
Right.
Jacelle.
I think that was her name. That's the one that just went on social media because there's a huge beef between all of them. So
Really?
yeah, I tuned it out because I don't have time before I
Yeah,
see
I
because
don't
they
think
were
so.
showing their asses on Monday. They really were as if we care. But yeah,
Y'all lucky to be on TV. Like
right.
Orlando Basketball Wives, I think it would have been smarter to just start new with that. But y'all want to keep giving these old hags jobs like they're not qualifying for AARP soon. And I don't understand it. It's the same. I don't need Jackie Christie on TV no more. I don't need Evelyn Lozada on television no more. I don't need Jennifer Williams on television no more. Shawnee gets it. Why couldn't she take them with her? I didn't understand, but it is what it is. So we see them at the party. We meet Jacelle, who's fiance of a WNBA player. So that's pretty cool. And I thought that was a different element. I'm glad they finally did something different. Basically, Jennifer speaks of the fact that the day of the party, yeah, it's actually our 6-month anniversary. Jen, I haven't celebrated a 6-month anniversary. The last 6 months anniversary I celebrated was with Dante Johnson in the 10th grade.
I forgot y'all used to be together.
Yeah, for like half of high school.
I forgot about that. Oh my God.
So I'm like, but
and
the
mind
point,
y'all, high school for me was 15 years ago. So
yes,
I
but
like
that's the point of why I'm bringing
because
that
I
up.
technically knew him before I knew her. So that's
He
why
did,
I'm just
he
like,
did,
yeah.
yeah. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because that's the last time I celebrated a 6-month anniversary with anybody.
Which is, yeah, and Jen, mind you, you 50 years old, babe. 50 years old.
Now, I don't know. I could be wrong.
You're not wrong. This
Okay.
is not high school. You are not senior. This is not you captain the cheerleader. He captain the football team. This is not none of that. You are a grown woman. It must be amazing. I'm telling you, his shit must go to her left kidney or something because there has to be something.
His eggplant emoji probably has like a natural curve, which
It,
drives
it, it
me
must
crazy.
it must touch that left kidney and penetrates the hell out of it. And when he pull it out, shit got orange juice in it. I don't know because I'm like trying to figure this out because that's the only thing. Golden Girls, when you watch it, it really does a lot to you and you understand that old women when they feel like that. Look at Blanche Devereaux.
Thank you for being a friend.
Right, exactly. Look at Blanche Devereaux. Blanche ain't never turned out. So I'm just saying. But one thing about Blanche, she always had a multitude of men. It wasn't just
She
one.
did.
It was a
I
whole
love
slew there.
that show. I didn't know you liked the Golden Girls. I love it.
Absolutely. Yes, this is the Golden Girls fan here. Yeah, absolutely. And I raise my hand to that.
We are meant to be then.
Yes.
We are meant to be. Because it's
Absolutely.
almost the holidays, that meme going around of the guy singing the Golden Girls theme song. With the,
One of my favorites. Yes, with the wig. Yes, I love it.
Down.
Yes.
I love the Golden Girls. Anywho, we got sidetracked. But yes, the 6-month anniversary is ridiculous. I had to ask James, and I did bring it up. Y'all think it's stupid. I've been with the same person 14 years, so I don't know. We just didn't do that. Once you get married, that's pretty much what you celebrate. But I don't know what happens with dating. So I'm like, maybe people are. But according to my friend James, who was still a young middle-aged man, he says, no, we're not doing 6 months.
No.
It's like after 6 months, what are you celebrating? I learned this middle name.
What do we accomplish that 6 months that
Nothing.
realistically, because I'm gonna tell you, there's people who've been together 30 years still don't know something about their partner. So it's just she wants to live in this, as I said, that eggplant must touch that left kidney and penetrate the hell out of her for her, because I'm telling you, there is nothing else I could see based on his YouTube channel. There's no appeal to me. There's nothing appealing about him. And obviously she's easy, because it just, when you hear him talk, you're like, religion.
Obviously, she's easy.
Obviously she is. No, obviously it doesn't take much to, influence her mind.
Wow,
Because yeah, it's like,
listen, I'm not the baddest bitch. I'm not rich, but if I was single, that's not enough to wow me, and I'm in his age group. So I'm thinking Jen is getting to a point where maybe she feels like she's running out of time. That's where I will leave it there. But the next thing we see is Evelyn and her daughter come in, and I don't understand why Evelyn's daughter is here. I don't understand why they keep trying to put their kids as cast members on the show. It doesn't work. And then we see Brittany Renner. I'm wondering why and how she's on the show. She's very, very controversial. She basically is famous for trapping someone with a baby intentionally, and then that was aired out. All this stuff happened. I don't know. She's got serious baby daddy, baby mama drama. I believe she also is like the Corinne Steffens of our generation. She wrote a book, literally tattletelling on herself and all the different ball players and rappers that she has slept with. Listen, I understand that as women, we can make dough from our coochie kitty coos, but at some point, like man or woman, if you can write an entire book based on how many people you slept with, maybe you shouldn't write a book. I mean, it made her.
Here's my thing,
money, but no one respects.
This is where Shawnee's a hypocrite. I don't know if Shawnee casted this girl or not, but I'm gonna put her in the forefront because she's an executive producer. What is the difference between her and Strange from a few seasons ago, where it was that one girl that was really tall, that was one of Jackie's friends, who slept with one of Shawnee's friends' husbands, who was also an NBA player, and Shawnee said, "Okay, I know who you are, and I want no parts of you." So what's the difference between Strange? I'm gonna call her Strange because I don't remember. I think her name was Savannah. I'm gonna call her Strange. What was the difference between her and this young
Shawnee is the most biased executive producer of any show, and I think it's actually irresponsible for them to let her be a producer. But I get it because it's her show. But I appreciate you for bringing up that point. I didn't even think about it. That's why you here, because you got a point. You have a point. Shawnee has casted a lot of women on this show, though, that she claimed to have a problem with. But then, look, she gave Laura Govan a show, and she at one point
that wasn't her call. That wasn't her call.
It wasn't her call?
It was not her call. She did an interview years ago, and she said that Gloria was coming back to the show, which she was fine with. It is what it is. But she was not advocating for the sister, and also Drea Michelle, she did not advocate for her either. So she did an interview. I wish I could find that shit. But she did an interview, and yes, that is exactly what she said. So Laura was never a part, and I don't like Laura Govan. So that's, I'm glad.
I don't have any feelings about her. I don't care for her or not. I figure they're like, no one even knows them. They're not relevant anymore. But basically, Evelyn, of course, is close with Brittany Renner. She says she reminds her of her younger self. I bet. I bet y'all do the same things with men, the same type of ways.
When she said that, I said, oh.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So Evelyn's gonna try and act like a saint and use messy Brittany Renner, who has nothing to lose reputation-wise, to do her dirt. That's how I feel. That's how I feel with Love and Hip Hop Miami too, with Eliza Reign being on there. These women are quite literally famous for absolutely nothing. At least Eliza Reign went and got her real estate license though, and found a way to become independent. Brittany Renner, I don't know. All I know is the wig needed to be plucked a little bit because it was given the great hairline thing. And Yeah. Anywho, so we see them. Evelyn says she reminds her of her younger self. And I want to know how Evelyn caused pain to this girl's family. So they go and talk to Vanessa and about what Jen had told them. And Jen is there, but Jen's like, I want no parts. It ain't my bite, not my business. If it's not your fight, though, Jen.
I said, Jen, shut your ass up and sit at that table. Yeah, you shouldn't have said that. You need to sit at the table with them and iron it out. Yep.
And if Ev would have get mad at you, like, why didn't you tell me then? And it would have been like, because look how you're reacting now. Like when you do all of this and climbing over tables and all of that, like for some people it entertains them, but for the ones who are like have some type of maturity, nobody want to be dealing with all that extra rah shit, Evelyn. So you can't be mad if she didn't tell it. But regardless, the information gets back. And Vanessa, when Evelyn goes over to talk to her, I was surprised, y'all, because Evelyn proved me wrong. She sat there calmly and she asked her, like, you know, what is the issue? She didn't ask in a way that I thought was combative or nothing. And this girl fixed her mouth to respond and say, basically, she doesn't appreciate homewreckers and that Evelyn has hurt her family. So here's the thing. We find out it's not a family member. It's actually her best friend who is the baby mama of Evelyn's ex, Carl Crawford, basically. So we find out that when Evelyn got with this man, his ex that's upset, Vanessa's friend, was pregnant when they got together. Evelyn says, yes, I knew she was pregnant. And listen, though none of this is Vanessa's business and it didn't make sense for her to call her a homewrecker or any of that, I'm going to say this. As a person who's a mother, Evelyn, a mother that's often in unstable relationships, I just feel like if the tables were turned, you know, I just don't feel as though this situation really has anything to do with Vanessa at all, for one. That's very clear. Oh, you're muted, babe. You're muted.
Yeah, it just told me. It doesn't have anything to do with it. And I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
So, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Sorry, my dog was chewing on something. So because here's the thing. I can't stand women who do this, who makes something that has absolutely nothing to do with them, even if it was your family, has absolutely nothing to do with you. But you made a whole big ass situation about it. So let's be clear. Now, she never said this was his wife. She said this was another baby mama. Carl Crawford has 5 kids. He had 3 before Evelyn. Evelyn baby makes number 4. And he just recently had a baby in 2020 when, I don't know if that's the girl he cheated with, but he has 5 kids today. So I don't like when women try to blame other women for what men do. That's and I also do not like when women feel like because a man slept with you that used to be with you, but there's no relationship, that you then can get mad if he decides to go with somebody else and then get mad at her simultaneously because you think she's the reason why he's not with this woman anymore. That is stupid. All you women who think like that need to stop.
I'm actually glad you said that because somebody who's been trying me is actually in a situation like that, and I'm glad that they can see.
Because here's the thing, and
not with that.
It's with him.
Yes.
Now, I get your friend was pregnant, and she probably, in her emotional state of mind and being at that time, said things because she might have thought this baby was going to be the thing that kept him around, but it didn't. And as I said, women, unless you have binding paperwork with a man, he does not belong to you.
Yeah,
he does not. He owes you nothing. That's why I'm saying. Go ahead.
Some baby mamas struggle with that a lot, and I'm starting to see that that's really the struggle. Just because you have a child with someone, believe it or not, don't mean they owe you anything. They owe your child the fucking world, yes. But you yourself, you can't get mad if they move on. You can't get mad if they choose to do what they do, even if you are pregnant, you just cannot get upset at that, especially if you weren't ever in an actual relationship. I have a person who I know who actually, her dude, she got with him while his baby mama was pregnant. And then the baby mama shot his ass behind it because she felt cheated on and all of that. Now this girl hates the baby mama, stalks the baby mama. The baby mama never bothers her or any of that, just because she feels upset at the fact that she was with him when, you know, all of this. I'm like, this
Yeah,
does
and
not
y'all, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I blame men too for this shit.
Oh,
But the
absolutely.
thing about it is that if you did not give him the access to get that close to you and intimate with you, then he wouldn't be able to harm you or hurt your feelings when he then goes out there and does somebody else or gets somebody else. So you women have to learn that that is a manipulation. When they talk about, oh baby, I want to be back with you, we got this baby together, you know, and all this and that, and you fall for the okey doke, have sex with him, you can't then get mad if he goes out there and gets someone else. Like, you just cannot be mad. So Vanessa's point to all of this, when she explained it to Jennifer, mind you, I said, I was like, okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. That's your friend. If that happened to me, one of my friends, I'd probably be upset too, but I would bring it to the person. So where she messed up at was, I think you felt like Evelyn did not know what was going on, but Evelyn knew everything, as she said. He was upfront and honest, and I believe Carl was, because I knew who he was because my grandfather is a Dodgers fan. I knew exactly who he was. But what I'm saying is this: nobody knew this dating life of Carl Crawford. Nobody knew he was married. Nobody knew the situation with his ex-wife. Nobody knew about the other baby mama. So Vanessa's point was pointless. It was stupid.
Here's the thing. I'm like, why attack Evelyn if it's him to be upset at? Like Evelyn said, she's not even with him anymore.
Right. So it's pointless.
There's like literally no merit for her anger. It just is not. It's a problem. And honestly, the only thing I can say is I would never date a man who got somebody else pregnant. We can wait till after that baby come out. In my opinion, if the baby's under 4, they're not done with each other. That's just how I feel. They gonna come back together, try and make it work for the family. That's just something I see constantly.
See, and that brings back my point about that. See, and that's what I'm saying. If women really do think like that, we have to change this narrative.
Absolutely.
We have to change it. If y'all are really out here thinking like that, like, oh my God, I have this baby and this is what, you know, binds us together, versus having legal paperwork, and you need to require that of them. And I'm not saying you have to get married to them. No. Do the Lori Harvey. If you step out on me, I have a contract with your ass. So I demand this amount of money for you stepping out. I guarantee you the minds will change. Women start having binding paperwork, and you can get binding paperwork over the stupidest shit. You can.
You can.
It's all there for you. And depending on your lawyer, that shit doesn't even cost that much. So that's why I'm saying, y'all women, first of all, let me make something clear. I'm not going to be with somebody who's not claiming me.
Yeah, there's a lot of women who get with men that don't want to claim them, and they're like, okay, whatever, and then they catch feelings, and then
when they confronted with the new woman, and then they were like, you knew he had a family. Shout out to Tara from Love and Hip Hop New York. You knew he had a family. No, I didn't know that. And that's why I said Amina was better than me. I'd be like, no, I didn't know that. That man, I have a marriage license here. So I'm sorry, I didn't know he belonged to you, because legally that belonged to me. I'm just saying.
He went to the throwback. But overall, I felt like Vanessa ends up telling Evelyn, when things get sticky, that's when you leave your relationships. And that's what I was like, okay, you already were tripping, but now you're looking like a bully. And in my opinion, Vanessa's anger, I don't even think it has nothing to do with Evelyn, Carl, or her friend. I think that's misdirected anger that she can't give to Bobo or to her husband that is coming Evelyn's way. Because at the end of the day, I've been cheated on before too, a few times in life. Let me tell you this right here. I'm not arguing with the bitch you did it with the friend of the bitch, or none of that. I'm not. No, you address your man, and that's what you do. So that's pretty much all that happened this week. There was absolutely really nothing that happened. I saw them trying to introduce people to us and update us, but they didn't even give us the updates on people's lives correctly. So I don't know what the hell VH1 is doing, y'all, but we are going to be recapping this weekly. So we will be back again same time next week, or it depends. It'd be 3 or 4 p.m. Pacific
We're
Standard
gonna
Time.
try to shoot for this. To me, it depends on traffic. About 10
feel you.
10 to 12 miles from my job. So if I can get home before 6 o'clock my time, which is 3 California time, boom, this is the slot. But at the same time, it depends on how this traffic. Sometimes traffic don't like
Traffic is
that.
a biatch.
So yeah. But
either
yeah,
way, 4
I
p.m.
yeah, so far I'm gonna be honest. So I'm gonna give you a kind of a focal point of who I like and who I do not like. I don't like none of these heifers. But I'm gonna be honest with you. As far as Evelyn goes, so far Evelyn did not make it to my bad side because I see she's trying at least to be different.
She's
Jackie
trying.
didn't make it to my bad side yet, but I feel like that's only a matter of
It's
time.
coming. It's coming.
So far, Brooke is not on my nerves yet. She will. I know it's coming.
Yeah.
I don't know about the newbies. I'll give them another episode and we'll come back to them. Who am I missing? Evelyn, Brooke, Jackie, Jennifer. We gonna pray.
Brittany, she's a cast member, and Jacille, she's also a cast member. We
I'm
didn't
gonna
get
give
much.
them to next episode.
Listen,
Because they're still. Because we didn't get much from them. So I'm going to give them a new episode. I'm gonna give them a couple episodes, and then we'll see. But so far, Evelyn and Jackie are not on my bad side.
I agree. I literally agree with everything you're saying, like 150%. The rest of them, you don't know. Vanessa, I'm kind of side-eyeing her, but
Vanessa,
you know,
I'm not gonna put her on the bad side yet. I just feel like she seems like she is projecting, so we're gonna see what that turns into. But she's skating on the line because
she's on fucking ice.
yeah, she's skating on the line because when I tell you that shit sounded so stupid at the end of this episode, I was like, I know. Wait, hold on. I know you didn't just turn this into some bullshit about Carl sleeping with Evelyn and having a baby.
One thing I will agree that Jen said, and I think we will leave it there. If you are gonna come for Evelyn, whether she's right or wrong, you better come correct or strong, because she will either attack you or sit there and let you look stupid as she did today.
Yes, because she didn't get ruffled, and I was proud of Evelyn for that.
Yeah, I was too.
Vanessa,
I was like,
Vanessa, yeah, baby, you got to do better than that. That was crazy to me. I can't believe you did this on national TV and exposing that man like that. But yeah, that's it, y'all. I'm done.
That was an interesting first episode. We will hope that it will be improved. We'll be back to not tomorrow, child. Hell no, not tomorrow.
The next 5 minutes.
Tuesday around the same time. Head over to the upcoming live you see for Basketball Wives Orlando. We are going to get into that. Thank you for watching my recap, and I hope you have a good day. Adios.
See you guys next video. Bye.